Make sure we're good. Boom. Insert, no draw, animation, slideshow. Don't freeze on me now. All right, it is freezing. Oh, and it's got me like this. Okay. What's up, everybody? Come on in, come on in. It's frozen. Stop sharing. Go here, boom, click this. Let's see if it does it now. Slideshow. Dang. Well, technical difficulties. Just to give people a chance to jump in too. What's up, what's up, what's up? Control Alt Delete. Oh, Task Manager. My bad, y'all. PowerPoint in Task. Boom, just like that. X. Who knows about Control Alt Delete? Good morning. Sorry I couldn't make it. Look, we already getting the reasons why. All right, let me go back to here. Right here. Yo, you guys are in for a treat though. All right. Go here. Boom. Slideshow. From beginning. I feel like my computer's like working overtime right now. That's why it's freaking out. You hear it? It sounds like a freaking jet. Good morning. I don't hear anything on my end. Let me know if you do or do not hear anything, because I can hear it. I can hear it on my end. What's up, Ricky? All right, now I'm going to share screen. Present. Share screen. I wonder if I'm gonna have to go into like bring on my internet on here versus using their internet.
Yeah, maybe. Hotspot it.
Yep. All right, slideshow. All right, we're gonna get started from the beginning. Got some hearts. What's up, Allie? All right. Can y'all see that? Does that look good? Looks good up there. All right, I am going to see now. 1 second. So this is why I show up early. If it didn't freeze, we'd be in a good spot. My bad for everybody who is joining and is on right now. I am fixing this. So I'm going to go here, boom, then this, boom, then this. Slideshow from beginning. Who is that? Who that? Who's jumping in our mix? Oh my gosh. Well, why is it not? Hold on, guys. Sorry. So it looks good up here, but on my share screen, it doesn't look so good. Tag. Someone is, you know what? Somebody that's like a high C is like, dude, you're doing this all wrong. Oh, here we go. Display settings. I just want the whole thing. Swap. No. How do you get it to where it just shows this on the screen? Just like that.
Like it mirrors it?
Yeah, it looks just like that. Because right now, if you look at what's being shared on this, it looks like this. So how would you get it to where?
Can you put that on full screen?
This down here? I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hate that it's like giving me that kind of view. I don't know. So everyone, Showing up. Good, good, good. Keep showing up. Keep showing up. Keep sharing. Keep sharing. I'm going to be diving into this once we figure this mess out. All right, Jennifer, be here shortly. Oh, never mind.
Zoom. What was that? Zoom into the slide. No.
Right? I could just get started like that. I tried that. Oh, I sucked at it because you did it perfectly.
Well,
Sweet.
Can they still see that though? You might double check on your.
Oh, they, yeah. I mean, as long. Yeah, we're good to go. All right. Thank you, sir. His name is Tyler. If you ever need to send somebody a referral here in our area, he's the one. We have Lexi, who has decided to come in here and give us some love and help support us here. If you don't mind, tell everyone who you are, what you do, and all that good jazz.
Hello, I'm Lexi Rodriguez, loan officer with Cornerstone Home Lending. So I'm your financing girl. Any pre-approvals, loan saves, financing questions, I'm your go-to.
Boom. And how can they get a hold of you?
You can call me at 910-728-1604 or loanwithlexi.com.
Boom. Loan with Lexi. I think a lot of people can recognize that. What's up, Jack? What's up, Catherine? We got a bunch of people jumping online. So you guys need to come here in person because we're trying to bring that back. Before the pandemic, I was just talking to Lexi about this. We had like 50 to 60 people showing up to every Be More training until pandemic. And then people started feeling a lot more comfortable hanging out at the house, which I get. What's up, Jack? But please come meet our people, network. Let's do all that stuff. So right now, we're going to go over the 5-year exercise. I think this is a really cool exercise. And anybody who is watching this, and you too, I think you're going to get a lot out of this as well. It brings a lot of clarity of what's happened in the last 5 years to right now to where we're going to go. And let me just get this going. But I do have one quick question. Where or how far did you guys go in the last Be More training that we had, which was the budgeting and building up capital reserves? Did you guys? I think you were traveling. Yeah, you were traveling. How about you? Did you take it to the house and like have any discussion?
We literally set up like 6 new bank accounts. We 100% allotted like of our paychecks because we get paychecks.
Right.
So 100% of it is like allotted. So like 50% here, 30%, 10%. I mean, we went.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. And so once we reach our reserve account, we're gonna stop contributing to that. It's gonna automatically go to a new account. So yeah.
Dude, that's sick. So Lexi just crushed it from the last time we had this class. And if anybody else who was here last time, let me know if you guys did it and what you guys got out of it as well. All right. So presented by Proven by Ruben. Dang, you wrote it up there. All right. So I got a lot of this stuff from the Locker Room Coaching. So if you don't know who they are, go to tlrnation.com. Pretty awesome group. And we'll be bringing them into our group this month, if not early next month. Take pics, share. Please share, do all that good jazz. But we're going to do the quick 5-year exercise. I'm going to run through this real quick. First, we're going to start off with some crafts. All right. So fold paper. I'm going to give you 3. Yo, here you go. I already got you. Boom. There you go. And if you're at home, get 3 pieces of paper, and I'm going to tell you what to do next. Get 3 pieces of paper, fold paper, make sure it has 8 oblong squares. So fold top to bottom on all 3 of them. And then fold top to bottom again, and then fold side to side. Go ahead and do that real quick for all my peeps watching. If you are watching, come meet us in person. This is cool because this exercise right here, I did my first year in the business with the team that I was helping build out. And, we saw some hard conversations happen in the family that needed to happen, but was avoided for X amount of time. It also builds clarity on just where you're at in your life and the things that you may need to do or change. So I wanted to start off 2023, I mean, we ended at 2022 of more of a budgeting conversation to help out with like investing and all that jazz in the future. But this is going to be a mindset check of what we're going to do in 2023. Okay. And for the ones who come and the ones who are staying on video, we can get into some strategy a little bit later too. You guys good? You just got all three and fold them at the same time. Sweet. It's interesting to see the. Oh, you got to fold one more time. Oh no, you did it. Never mind. Yeah, you're good to go. All right, cool. Now what I want you to do is label each one of these squares like the ones above. So all three papers, go ahead and label like this. And for anybody and everybody who's watching too. Go ahead and do that real quick. And if you have questions, obviously let me know. And for the ones who are watching, let me know if you have any questions too. So you got relationships, business, spiritual and health, financial, experiences, intellectual, happiness, and contribution. Tell me when you're good. And for the ones at home watching this, let me know if you guys are good. What's up, Jim?
I'm ready.
You good?
Yeah. Go right on to the right.
No, we're going to wait on you awkwardly. All three. All three, baby. All three, baby. Go ahead and knock that out. And while you do that, I'm going to find some good music. This is going to play a part later. What you think? This is like...
I'm seeing the spiritual box.
Just start drawing hearts and stuff in it. Just feeling the love already. Now, I saw this to be kind of like cheesy, like the music and stuff, until I kept it playing. I was like, man, I'm very relaxed right now. It works. Huh?
I need it when I'm driving.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Especially here, right? Oh, shoot. And tell me when you guys are good. I feel like you guys are good. All right. So check this out. So we're going to title the first paper 2023. So grab one of those pieces of papers and at the very top put 2023. All right. And some things I want you guys to do is obviously think of this year, 2023. Now we can back up a little bit into 2022 to answer some of these questions, but I'm going to give you about 5 to 10 minutes, just depends, to do a few things. Number one, bullet points that describe your life today in each one of those categories. Now, I do want you to get super real with yourself though, right? You can always go back and talk to your spouse about this stuff as well. But while you're here and you write 2023 and you're going to describe today, you're going to be transparent. You're going to be a little vulnerable with yourself. Be very candid with yourself as well. So I'll give you a little bit to knock that out.
So just bullet points and we're grabbing each one.
Yep. Remember, guys, be super real with yourself too. And I'll give you a few minutes on that. About 5 to 10. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I was checking on this. Be really real with yourself. Where you're at in your business, where you're at with your health. Keeps doing that. And let me know if you have any questions on this too. Don't try to fluff anything. Be super transparent with yourself.
What's an example of this experience?
So traveling, maybe even, I don't know, if you're into doing something outdoors, you don't necessarily have to travel like that, something that you feel about, but where you're at right now and creating more and new experiences for you, your family, the ones you love. It's a good question. And then tell me when you guys are good. No rush though. No rush. Because I guarantee we'll talk a little bit about this at the end, but if you don't do this every quarter or once a year, this would be the only time you do this. You know what I'm saying? This is a checkup from the neck up, where we're at today. How you feeling, Lexi? Yeah? Oh, you're good. No rush. No rush. Seriously. There's this exercise and probably 2 or 3 other exercises that going into it, I was like, oh, here we go. You know, like we're going to listen to soft music and this is going to be kind of wonky, but I always leaving glad I did it. You know what I mean? We don't do this enough. So we're going to start with 2023 doing this. And I'm guilty myself. Wish I could mute this. Oh, I can. What's up, Bob? What's up, babe? My wife. I love it. He's like unloading on that paper. I love it.
I'm ready when you guys are.
No, you're good.
I've never actually sat down and put thoughts on paper.
It's so important, dude. It's so important.
I'm needing it for sure.
If you guys own a team, the ones who are watching, do this with your team, both admin and salespeople. It will help you identify how you're going to help them too. All right. So what I want, sorry. Here we go. Hold on. Here we go. So what I want you to do now is rate each category from 1 to 10. 1 being rock bottom, or where you're at currently in that quad, or I guess that block, that square, that oblong square. And 1 being rock bottom, 10 being it couldn't get any better. It is the best. So go ahead and rate that too. Important, dude. Oh Lord. It's so mute. There we go. Go ahead and knock that out. If you guys own a team, Lordy Lord, do this with your team, both admin and salespeople. And then tell me when you guys are good with that too. Good with that? All right, check this out. You good, Tyler? No, you're not. All right, knock that out real quick. I say real quick, but this is how I talk. You don't have to knock it out real quick. I usually say don't choose 5, but if you chose 5, that's okay. It's just 5 seems to be a security blanket. It's like, it's not too bad, it's not too good. I don't really know where to put it. Either higher or lower than 5 gets you to change, either in a positive or negative. We'll figure that out. I'm going to move to the next one, though. Anyone have all 10s? Raise your hand if you have all 10s. So when you do this in a large class, literally no one raises their hand. No one raises their hand. No one's perfect. It's always an uphill building process. All right. Anyone have any 8+ in any of the categories? And if you're watching this, let me know too. Do you? Would you mind sharing some of those?
Yeah, and I kind of put which way they're trending as well.
Okay.
But financially, I think part of it's mindset too, because if you look at my finances on paper, like some people would be concerned, but I have it as an 8, just because I'm confident in what we're doing, and I feel really good about it. But I do have it trending down because we have a lot going out right now and not a ton coming in. But it's again, it's kind of an opportunity cost right now.
Yeah.
And then another 8 I've got is my spirituality right now. So that's trending up. You know, I would say at the beginning of the summer, even probably like a 7 or 6, but that's another one that I'm pretty strong in right now. Those are my 2 8s. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's great. I mean, to be in that spot's pretty. Oh, it's an ad. To be in that spot is cool, and to recognize that you say, you know, like some people may not think this is fantastic on the financial side, but I think what we're doing today in 2023 is going to set us up financially to be pretty solid. What about you?
I just have an 8 in contribution. I feel like I do contribute a lot in my household, with educating new agents, with clients, helping them with credit repair, getting them pre-approved, getting them homes. I mean, I just feel like very confident in my ability to contribute and continue to contribute.
I love it. Was that the only one that you had 8+ in? Was it? That's great. And then, so anyone have 3s or lower in any other categories? How about you?
I'm
No?
an optimist, so like a 7 or a 5 for me is even tough, I'd say. You know what I mean? Yeah. But my lowest one was contribution at a 6, just because I'm still learning how to contribute. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean
You're
to.
fine.
Because I'm kind of learning how to contribute still, but I'm confident in an opportunity to contribute. So I've got it kind of trending upward, but still kind of at a 6 or so. That's probably my lowest one.
So I have a 3 in spiritual health. I'm still finding my way through that. Like spiritual, especially, that's like a whole another day for that. But health is a hard thing for me, like staying consistent and sticking to something. Like I just can't. So I'm really going to try to work on that this year. Eating healthier, working out. Like it's, you know, like I have goals for that, but I'm not doing well right now.
Dude, thank you for the vulnerability on that, because I guarantee you, Like not only just everybody watching, but if we had a classroom full of people, they would feel the same way, especially with health. Like health becomes a thing that it's easy to slip on, especially during fourth quarter of the year where you got October, Halloween, November, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, December. Like that's a road to follow right there. So I get it and I trust it. So usually what we do, just noticing those 3 and belows, we attach a PC to anything that we want to accomplish. Does anybody remember what a PC is, including anybody who's watching? No? It's okay. I have a ton of acronyms, my friend. But a P is a promise. So you make a promise to not only yourself that you're going to raise in health and that you're going to raise in contribution, but you make a promise to somebody else who could care less about your feelings. You make a promise to them that this is what I'm going to do in terms of health, in terms of contribution, or whatever that might look like. And then the C is the calendar. When are you going to start? And when are you going to get it done by? So when are you going to start health? When are you going to start contributing? And then when are you going to end? So if it is like a goal that you're looking to do, like Tina at the bank, she's doing 1 month of this crazy diet thing. Just 1 month. See contribution stuff. What does it look like? When do you start and when do you end? That makes sense? All right, now check this out. Pull out that second piece of paper. Oh, it's warm in here. I thought you turned on the AC. That's why I closed this. It's all good. I'll keep this open. So the next one, I want you to write or title this piece of paper 2018. 2018. Now this one gets a little tough because so much happens in 1 year. Now we're trying to look back 5. So what I want you to do, 2018 at the very top, and I want you to put in bullet points that describe your life 5 years ago in each one of those categories. Again, get real with yourself, be vulnerable, candid, transparent with yourself. This is for you. Some ways that you can hack to try to figure out, man, what was I doing back in 2018? You can go back to your calendar, social media, and stuff like that. But if you have a pretty good memory, then go ahead and get started of where you were at each one of these categories 5 years ago. And we'll give you like 5 to 10 minutes on that. 2 years before the pandemic, what was going down in your life? You may not even had a real estate license or been in the real estate business at all in 2018. You may have been working at a different job. Maybe more security, but not necessarily something you want to do. Health. You may have been in better shape or not. And of course, if you guys have any questions, any ahas, well, we'll get to the ahas, but any questions or concerns or challenges, let me know. And for the ones who are watching and also you two, you could always redo this with your spouse, your friends, your family, or somebody that you feel like needs this. You could just go back to this video and almost just hit play and act like you're still in the class, basically, and do it with them. It's eye-opening. borrow this for a sec. Knocked it out. Ooh, intellectual. So where were you at? No, that's perfect. Intellectual, yeah. You guys are done? Yep. All right. So same deal. Rate each one 1 to 10. 1 being womp womp. 1 being pure rock bottom on this. 10 being it couldn't get any better. If you want to challenge yourself, don't choose 5. And go ahead and run through that too. Wow. All right. Turn this down. All right. Anyone have any category that improved? Same with the ones who are watching online. That improved, yeah. Every single one of yours? Yo, you are on a good path, I would say. That's awesome. All right. So which one improved the most? Which one? Maybe not even numbers. It's just it gives you the feeling like, man.
Relationships, happiness.
Can you talk about that? Relationships, happiness, and business. Can you jump on that?
Yeah. So I feel like with the relationships in 2018, I was a completely different person. I was overly trying to be friends with everyone, like people that didn't help contribute anything to me, just hanging out with the wrong crowd. Just I'm much more picky and selective now, and my friends help contribute, to my life. And I was just in a different place in 2018. And then happiness in 2018, quite frankly, I was depressed. Like I was extremely unhappy, not in a good place at all. And was financial the other one that I said? No, business. So in 2018, I was working a 9 to 5. I was extremely unhappy. I was stressed out. I was miserable. I wasn't making any money. I mean, I was making money, but like compared to what I make now, I couldn't really do anything. Any time that I had off was strictly to like take care of sick kids or my sick self. Like I wasn't able to do anything outside of work. So I'm extremely happy with where I am now. You're fine. So I became a loan officer in the very end of 2019. So that's where really everything started taking a turn. Like I've grown and learned and impressed myself so much. I'm so much happier.
Dude, that's killer. And your circle is everything, right? Your circle is everything. And thank you again for being transparent on all of that as well. I mean, to be where you are, would be where you were in five years ago, to be where you're at now is a blessing. And to kind of look back on that is a good pat on the back. How about you?
I'd say my biggest gains right now from 5 years ago would be my experience, like of what I'm experiencing in life now, has gotten a lot better. And then spiritually too, and probably health. I've always been pretty healthy, but now just focusing on it even more. But part of it was, my experience was so low, kind of similar to what she was saying. I was tied to my job all the time. And so anytime I was outside of work, it was, all right, got to get this stuff done. Or is it like a little short vacation that I'm worried about my job the whole time, to get back on. So that's been the biggest eye-opening thing of getting out of that type of lifestyle even. And that's been mostly the last probably 8 months, of where I've come along and experience wise. I'm living more outside of the job now, way more outside of it.
Yeah. And it's one of those, and there's a quote that goes, don't complain about what you tolerate. Right. And it sounds like you guys were in a place where it's like you were kind of tolerating where you were at.
It's one of those things you don't even know until you know type of thing too.
Exactly. Yeah. But I mean, it sounds like you knew a little bit enough to make a change, at least first here and then in the physical realm, like first in your mind and then the physical realm. Did any, I guess this would be the next one. Let's see if it is. No, it's not, but that's okay. Did you have any that declined? And anyone watching, did you have any that declined either?
I would say any of mine on paper they did decline a little bit, some of them, but I would say I was visualizing it through my mindset at that time too. And again, what I didn't know at the time was like everything I thought I was doing and achieving was the right thing. So my mindset was probably like a 7 or 8 on everything, but looking back, it shouldn't have been. So that's why some of mine, I was filling it out with my mindset of at that time, how I probably felt. But like I was happy at the time. I just didn't realize there was more to be happy about type of thing. So,
well, I mean, you almost see it interchangeable, that to be grateful of where you're at, and happiness can be interchangeable at sometimes. And you may have been super grateful of what you had at the moment,
right.
But to be truly happy, there's a freedom attached to happiness too. Right. And money does help you create more freedom and more opportunities. And when you have the freedom to express yourself, be yourself, and the money to kind of align with that, that's a whole new world. Absolutely. It's a whole new happiness. So it's cool. That's very cool. And then so the next paper, final piece paper, what I want you to do is write 2028. So we went 5 years back. Now we're going 5 years forward. This right here is what helped a lot of, I'd say a handful of the team members that we had years and years ago start making changes in their life because they saw how far they came, or that they were stagnant and they can make a change. But this built clarity on how they can make that change. So yes, same deal, 2028. And this is where you stand for you, man. I'm going to turn this up. This is where you stand for you. So what do you want in each one of those categories to make it a 10? We aren't going to label this a 1 to 10. These are all 10s. So there's 3 to 5 bullet points to make a level 10 with no limitations, no excuses. These things can happen no matter what. And I'm going to go ahead and put it down on this piece of paper in each one of these blocks. Kind of money you're making, the people you're surrounding yourself with, events maybe you're going to. In terms of health, are you eating better? Working out? Feeling better? Less fog in the mind? No limitations. You're stoked. If I meet you in 5 years, you're like basically picking me up and shaking me because you're so happy that you've accomplished X in each one of these categories. You were very certain about what you want. I love it. Remember, you're betting on yourself. does a 10 out of 10 look like? You guys good? You know, one thing to make things happen, you share it with everyone. You share it with the world. I'm gonna close this. You share it with not only us, with your accountability partner if you have that. But if you don't mind, tell me a little bit about what 10 out of 10 looks like for y'all. Who wants to go first? Oh, I'll let you go first, and then you just pass it back.
Yeah. I'd say a few of my biggest ones are just to continue working on my marriage, just making it as rock solid as it can be. And then, because with what we've gone through a career change the last month or year or so, there's just been a lot of new learning. I spent 10 years without being out. One that we're working on still. Rock solid faith that'll never be shaken will be the thing I'm working on as well. And then just building passive income over the next 5 years, ways to have passive income so that I can continue to grow my contributions. So
Now, so question, I mean, that's a lot of great things. And the fast, yeah, very specifically, yeah.
I didn't put down, give me 2 minutes for specifics.
Okay, so for 10 out of 10, where I see myself is just having like a core friendship circle that we all build each other up. We support each other's businesses. Yeah. 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 So we'll see who's left in 2028. I want to have a booming business. I want to have a large team, solid realtor relationships. I just really want to like excel in my career. I want to be the healthiest I've ever been, continue to nourish my body, have, a diet plan in place, be in shape, spiritually healed, have, my reserve account stacked, be primarily debt free. The mortgage might be a little hard to pay that off in 5 years, but I want to really attack my debt, have investment properties, go on 3 to 5 vacations per year, some with the family, some with just my husband, continue to strengthen our relationship, continuing education, just be the happiest that I can be, continuing to contribute as much as possible without losing myself and like making time for me.
Do you think all that's possible?
Yes.
Yes. Ooh, so what do you think are some of the things that are going to help you accomplish those things that you said, right? Because better health, more vacations, 3 to 5, booming business, team, lending team. What are some of the things that need to happen in order for you to get to that spot?
For the team, I need to get a little bit more busy and like strengthen some of the realtor relationships that I do have a little bit deeper so that I feel rock solid with them and that a team we're going to be busy, like basically. So I want to continue getting myself out there, spreading my name, building that business up. And as soon as I feel like we're good, we're not going down from here, just start hiring really great talent, finding great talent and getting it going. With the vacations, that's going to come with a team because right now I can't really take 3 to 5 vacations. If I do, I'm going to work the entire time. That's not really an experience. So kind of every one of these is going to be a domino effect off of each other.
Who do you think you can make a promise to that saying, I'm going to get these things done? Who would be your accountability partner in essence to make sure that you get this stuff done? To live that 10 out of 10 life.
I mean, I guess I would say Mark, but also like my kids. I mean, I don't know. I don't really tell them my goals, but like I feel like I'm doing all of this for them. Like don't want to let them down. Yeah. And I need to be happy. In order for them to be happy, we need to have experiences. We don't need to be stressed out. Yeah. So husband and kids. Yeah. I'm with you. And there's and finding that person who's going to hold you accountable is important and is very important. And in terms of leverage, you do get to people. It's usually the third thing. We could do a whole class on that. It's tool, systems, and then people. So that people have something to run, tools and systems, while you're enjoying yourself and get to breathe a little bit. They can handle some of that stuff as well.
Another thing I would ask for you guys to do is remember, you can't have these visions, these goals, these things you want to accomplish, and then just hold them to yourself. You got to tell the universe about it, right? Everything's energy. And the more that you tell the universe about it, the more that it's going to come to you. What you focus on expands. What you think becomes, you know. There's another quote. It just left me though. But if you do that, so what would it look like if we did put this stuff on, you know, just the social media is like, hey, this is what I will be accomplishing in 2028. If I can help you in any one of these categories and vice versa, if you could help me in any one of these categories, and just go ahead and start asking for these things to everyone. Cool. And then you got a little bit more specific on a few things.
Well, I need to work on getting more specific, but the way that I'm going to be able to achieve the things I'm putting out is obviously being more specific, just being intentional and ask questions like what you touched on, and then just being willing to take the action. You know, it's like I could be taught 100 things, and then if I just sit on them all, then nothing's going to happen. So that's the only way I'm getting to that. And so those are my first goals is to start taking action.
Yeah.
So
Action is everything. You know, like you'll see some people that put on these things and they'll put on these classes and they'll give everything away, exactly how they got from A to B. Right. And people are like, man, how could you give everything away? Man, you worked like blood, sweat, and tears, time, money, sacrifice to get to find out to hit the success that you've hit. Why? They would say most people will never take action on what I teach them today. So a group of 100 people, maybe 3, maybe. And I see that every single time we put on classes, or somebody that we know puts on classes. It's like we could talk about it, but ultimately it's the action, it's the failing forward of it that's going to bring you into that spot. That's cool. And if anyone has any questions, let me know or reach out. Got a couple hearts, still loving it. Is there any ahas that you guys got from looking back 5 years ago to where you're at now to where you want to go? Anything that kind of resonated with you?
I'd say just don't be bothered by outside factors and distractions, and just like keep your focus and blinders on is going to be the biggest thing. That's what I'm noticing. I think that especially even in the last 8 months or so since I've left my job and tried to get into this type of business and sector, the distractions are everywhere, even if they don't look like it. And so like having the blinders on and just being faithful that it's going to be moving in the right direction that's what I'm realizing by seeing it on paper. That's the only way it's going to happen.
Oh, love it. Did you have anything?
I guess I haven't really thought about 5 years ago as much as until this morning. So I'm just like super happy that how much I've grown. Yeah.
And you know, like how many times, especially as entrepreneurs, that we stick our head down and, oh, dang. Yeah, that's up there, isn't it? And we just, am I sharing screen? No, I'm not. And we just move forward. We move forward so much so that we have our head down so much so that we question if we've done anything for the last week, the last month. Am I as far as I need to be? I put in the work. Why am I not as far? But when you pick up your head, because your head's down like this the whole time, you know, and you pick it up and you look back and then you write down and you visualize in each one of those categories just how far you've come, you really start to realize the only way to success is a ton of small actions every single day. You know, and that's what's that small climb up that you can finally look down off your mountain. Now, if you look the opposite way, you're only halfway up that mountain, you know what I mean? But if you look down, it's like, holy moly, look how far we've come. So it's a great way of doing that. And of course, if anybody has any questions or any concerns or comments, just throw them at me, let me know, and then we can jump on here as well. Is there any last questions or anything that is kind of floating around in your head that you want to talk about, get off your chest, or anything that we can jump on about this? No? Do you think? Sorry.
Like I said, I've had trouble. Someone can tell me to write down my goals all day, and this is probably the first time I've written down my goals in a year. So to be able to, it's like I've tried to get them in front of me, but to collect my thoughts in one place it's good. I needed it.
Yeah, you know, same. And if you do this every quarter with your spouse, or if you do this or not just your spouse, I mean, it can be your spouse, it can be your team members. As you start to build a team, what you're going to find out is that 90%, and you know this, 90% is mental. And you got to get those mental checks and show them like, listen, this is how exercise and this is where we're going, doing this exercise. So if you do this every quarter, but at the very least once a year, it's really going to build some clarity and confidence in your team, in yourself, your spouse, your relationships. And then you can put a 10 on that relationship, all the way across the board. But cool. Yeah. If you guys don't have any questions, if anybody who's perfect. All right. I'm jumping out of here. Let me know.